All right, so right now we're eating breakfast. I don't know if you guys can see it out on. We got steak, street corn, focus, egg, and hash brown. Uh, right now we are looking at futures, and I'm looking for a dip in the market. And right now the market is sitting at 6132. Looking for a good dip. And when you start the morning off and what you decide to eat first, it's a huge staple to start the day, right? Are you going to start it with carbs, protein, fasting, and just do strictly water and coffee? Still flame. So like, if you start your morning off with carbs, right, you have to understand the type of drive that you're going to have for the day or to start the day. So you do carbs, you get this big spike, and then you get a big crash, right? That's when you start off with carbs. Protein keeps you steady. Water, fasting, you allow your body to just kind of like reserve itself, fight off any type of inflammation. So it's kind of like starvation, you know what I mean? The ride, I guess you could say, is beneficial long term. I would think is, you hear a lot of this kind of stuff online, whatever. When you're fasting, I would say that for me, the less meals, the better, is what I kind of been practicing. I don't know how everybody's body's different, but for me, when I choose to eat one meal a day, for some odd reason, I feel a lot more energized. And I would think too, depending on if you have kids, that's another thing that you want to watch out for, right? What kind of ride do you want them to have to start off the morning? Do you want to start them off with cereal, the traditional American way, which in my opinion is just literally sugar? So you still have that, that take off, run to the peak, and then quick crash. And I think that that's probably one of the reasons why a lot of kids don't know how to focus first thing in the morning. I guess that could be like a study that can be done, is that when you look at smart kids, ask the question, what do they eat for morning? Or what do they eat for breakfast in the morning? What do they eat for lunch? Is it filled with a bunch of sugar? Is it nothing? Right? There's some kids who start the morning off and they don't eat nothing. And then there's other kids who start the morning off with just straight 2 bowls of sugar. You know what I mean? And that's one of the questions or studies I think that we should kind of have. And then when you look at other countries overseas where they ban a lot of our food, what do they start the morning with? And if I'm not mistaken, America's education, we're at the bottom. Now, I wouldn't say way at the bottom, but we are at the bottom compared to a lot of other countries. So it says here that as of now, the United States education ranks 13th place, trailing behind countries like Germany at number 2 and New Zealand at number 3, which is kind of crazy, you know what I mean? And just to have this conversation tailored to what do you eat in the morning? Mind you too, sugar companies make billions and billions of dollars annually, from this topic that I'm talking about right now. But how much, when it comes to these other countries, does sugar rank high as far as how much they accumulate in value every single year, year over year? But it's a study that I'll probably have to dig deep on. And I think parents living in America should definitely ask themselves, if your kid is failing in class, do they have sugar or more sugar than protein, or do they do more fasting than eating sugar? It's a question that I just kind of thought of. To add too, before I close this out, if sugar is the leading problem to why kids don't get good grades, because when they start the morning off, it's a simple run up and crash in their glucose levels, you have to think to yourself too, when you look at kids who do not overachieve, they're only shooting themselves in the foot when it comes to the type of career that they wish to pursue. Is it because the fact that kids eat sugar and they get the spike in the glucose levels and they continuously over and over and over and over and over, I don't know how many days are in school, whatever, but throughout a school year, if they're starting their day off with pure sugar, think about this for a second. Does that make them unmotivated to want to get good grades and think, because kids' brains are still developing, think that they have a chance at becoming a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer or anything of the sort that can give them a good staple in the economy to be able to provide for their family, versus based off their diet that they've had all through their upbringing, they've felt like they cannot be more than what they are. Yeah, so it's something that I'm thinking about. It just kind of ran across my brain as I was cooking. But I would definitely love to know what you guys think about that topic. Like I said, it just kind of ran across my brain. And yeah, I'm very curious. Is sugar the cause of why a lot of kids do not wish to pursue a high level of education due to the fact that they're holding themselves back because of sugar and cereal? Because the simple fact is that if a person does not pursue a high level of education, then that means that what they make annually, not to say that they can't be entrepreneurs, right? This is a different side. I'm talking about just general traditional education, going in for a college degree. They automatically put themselves in the ranking of making, less than $40,000 annually, versus the person who kind of has a strict diet, a strict routine of working out, and et cetera and so forth. And they have strict parents to guide them on, hey, this is the better way of how to live. Do they automatically categorize themselves as, a higher percent of kids who are going to have better careers, who make more money? Let me know what you guys think.